Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Today our group will present a case study on the Wannacryy cyber attack on the NHS and explain how digital forensic was used in the investigation. Okay, so first, what is digital forensic? Digital forensic is the process of identifying, collecting, preserving, and analyzing digital evidence. It is commonly used to investigate cybercrime, security incidents, and data breach. Through digital forensic, investigators can determine how an attack happened, identify those responsible, support recovery activities, and improve cybersecurity measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. Next, we will discuss the categories of digital forensic that are relevant to the Wannacryy case. The first category is malware. This involves analyzing the behavior and functionality of malicious software. In the Wannacryy incident, investigators examine ransomware code, identify the encryption mechanism used, study how the malware spread across system, and determine the vulnerabilities exploited by the attackers. So this analysis that help investigators to understand the overall impact of the malware. The second category is computer forensic. Computer forensic focus on examining computer and storage device to recover and analyze digital evidence. So in the Wannacryy case, investigators recover, delete or hidden file, identify trace of malware on infect system, analyze system log and user activities, and assess the damage caused to affect computer. So the collect evidence was important for understanding the scope of the attack. Finally, incident response forensic play a crucial role in managing the cyber attack. This category focus on investigating cybersecurity incidents, collecting and preserving evidence, identifying effect system, supporting containment effort, and assisting with system recovery. The finding from the investigation also provide recommendation to strengthen security measure and prevent future attack.
My name is Nazia binti Amazaki and my matrix number is 2024-289756. Now I will explain the background of the case, which is the Wannacryy ransomware attack. Wannacryy was one of the largest ransomware attacks in history and occurred in 12 May 2017. The attack exploited a vulnerability in Microsoft Windows known as Eternal Blue, which allowed the malware to spread rapidly across vulnerable computer network. Among the most severely affected organization was the National Health Service or NHS in England. The attack caused major disruption to healthcare operation, affected patient service, and highlighted the importance of cybersecurity preparedness in critical sectors such as healthcare. In terms of context and detail, the Wannacryy attack exploited the Eternal Blue vulnerability in Microsoft Windows system. Once a computer was infected, the ransomware encrypted important files and demanded ransom payment in Bitcoin in exchange for restoring access. According to the case study, 34 NHS trusts were directly infected, while another 46 NHS trusts will experience operational disruptions. Hospitals lost access to electronic patient records, diagnostic system, and medical devices, which significantly affected healthcare service. So as a result, many healthcare staff had to switch back to manual paper-based record, and emergency ambulance service were redirected to nearby hospital to ensure patient could still receive the treatment. The Wannacryy incident is classified as a ransomware cyber attack. It exploited the Eternal Blue vulnerability to gain unauthorized access to vulnerable Windows system, encrypted file, and spread automatically through a connected network. This also disrupted NHS digital healthcare service and affected daily hospital operation. In terms of digital evidence, investigators could examine infected computers and server, encrypted file, system and event log, network traffic record, as well as malware sample collected from compromised system. This type of digital evidence are important because they help investigators identify how the attack occurred, determine the extent of the infection, and support the recovery efforts. The main objectives of the investigation were to determine how the cyber attack occurred and to assess the extent of the infection within affected system. Investigators also focused on collecting and preserving digital evidence, analyzing the behavior of the Wannacryy malware, and supporting system recovery efforts. So in addition, the investigation aimed to identify security weakness and recommend measures to prevent similar cyber attack in the future.
This slide shows the timeline of the Wannacryy attack. The attack started on 12 May 2017 and spread rapidly across many countries. At 1 p.m., the UK Department of Health was informed about the cyber attack. By 4 p.m., the incident became serious enough to declare a major emergency. Later that evening, a cybersecurity researcher discovered the kill switch, which helped stop the malware from spreading further. In the following weeks and months, affected hospitals focused on recovery and improving their cybersecurity. After the attack, the infected computers were isolated to prevent further damage. Since many systems were unavailable, hospitals used manual paperwork to continue patient care. Ambulances were redirected to hospitals that were still operating normally. Microsoft released security updates, while the NHS upgraded outdated Windows system. Staff also received cybersecurity training, and organizations improved their backups and disaster recovery plans.
My name is Anis Amira binti Adnan and my metric number is 2024803314. For my part, I will explain the application of the Digital Forensic Framework, specifically the Integrated Digital Investigation Process or IDIP, in analyzing the Wannacryy ransomware attack on the National Health Service or NHS. First of all, IDIP is a structured digital forensic framework that provides investigators with a systematic approach to investigate cybercrime incidents. It combines both traditional forensic investigation methods and digital forensic techniques to ensure every investigation follows a consistent and organized process. The framework consists of 6 main stages, which are identification, preservation, collection, examination, analysis, and reporting. These stages help investigators manage digital evidence properly while maintaining its integrity and authenticity, ensuring that the evidence remains reliable throughout the investigation. Next, we move to the first 2 phases of IDIP, which are identification and preservation. The identification phase focuses on recognizing that a cyber incident has occurred and determining the type of attack. In the Wannacryy incident, many NHS organizations reported encrypted files, inaccessible computer systems, and disruptions to healthcare services. Since these problems occurred across multiple hospitals at the same time, investigators identified it as a large-scale ransomware attack that required immediate investigation. After the attack was identified, investigators proceeded to the preservation phase. During this phase, infected computers were isolated from the network to prevent the ransomware from spreading further. At the same time, digital evidence such as encrypted files and system logs was preserved without making any changes, ensuring that the evidence remained accurate and suitable for forensic analysis. The next phases are collection and examination. During the collection phase, investigators gathered all relevant digital evidence from the infected systems. These included system logs, healthcare records, and operational data from hospitals. They also collected information about cancelled appointments, emergency admissions, and other healthcare services to determine the overall impact of the ransomware attack on NHS operations. Next is the examination phase. Here, investigators carefully examine the collected evidence to understand how Wannacryy spread throughout the NHS network. They also compared hospital operations before, during, and after the cyber attack to identify attack patterns and evaluate the level of disruption caused by the incident. After examining the evidence, investigators moved to the analysis phase. This phase focused on interpreting all the collected information to determine the root cause of the cyber attack. The investigation found that Wannacryy exploited a security vulnerability known as Eternal Blue, which affected unpatched versions of Microsoft Windows. Many NHS organizations were still using outdated operating systems and had not installed the latest security patches. As a result, the ransomware was able to spread rapidly across multiple computers and hospital networks. Besides causing operational disruption, the attack also resulted in significant financial losses and highlighted serious weakness in the organization's cybersecurity practices. So, the main cause of the incident can be summarized as unpatched systems combined with outdated software, which created an opportunity for the ransomware to spread successfully. Finally, we have the reporting phase. In this stage, investigators documented all the findings from the investigation and prepared a comprehensive report on the impact of the cyber attack. The report highlighted the major operational disruptions experienced by NHS organizations, including cancelled medical appointments, delayed healthcare services, and significant financial loss. In addition, the investigation identified several weaknesses in cybersecurity management, particularly poor patch management and inadequate security preparedness. Based on these findings, investigators recommended several improvements such as implementing regular software updates, increasing cybersecurity awareness, performing regular data backups, and strengthening incident response planning to reduce the risk of similar attacks in the future.
My name is Nurul Nadia Binti Ramdan. My matrix number is 2024631038. Next, I will present the recommendation to help prevent cyber attacks like the Wannacryy incident from happening again. The first recommendation is to implement regular security patch management. Organizations should always keep their software and system updated because security patch can fix known vulnerabilities before they are exploited by attackers. The second recommendation is to upgrade legacy operating system. Older operating systems are no longer supported with security updates, making them more vulnerable to cyber threats. The third recommendation is to deploy endpoint detection and response or EDR solution. This solution continuously monitor device and help detect suspicious activities so that threats can be responded to quickly. The fourth recommendation is to conduct regular vulnerability assessment. This allows organizations to identify security weaknesses early and fix them before cyber criminals can take advantage of them. Next, organizations should strengthen network segmentation by separating critical systems from other networks. This helps prevent malware from spreading throughout the entire organization. Another recommendation is to provide cybersecurity awareness training for employees. Since human error is one of the main causes of cyber incident, regular training helps staff recognize phishing emails, malware, and other cyber threats. Furthermore, organizations should develop clear cybersecurity governance policy. This policy defines security responsibility and ensure everyone follow the same cybersecurity standards. Moving on to the remaining recommendation, organizations should carry out regular security review to evaluate whether their current security measures are effective and identify areas that need improvement. They should also enhance interagency cooperation by sharing information about cyber threats and incidents with other healthcare organizations. This allows them to learn from each other and respond more effectively. Another important recommendation is to create forensic readiness plans. By preparing procedure in advance, organizations can collect digital evidence properly whenever a cyber incident occurs. In addition, they should develop evidence preservation process to ensure that digital evidence remains complete and reliable for forensic investigation or legal purpose. Healthcare organizations should also strengthen their incident response capabilities by developing and regularly testing incident response plans. This enables faster recovery and minimizes the impact of cyber attacks. Lastly, organizations should maintain detailed system and network logs. These logs are valuable for monitoring system, detecting suspicious activities, and supporting digital forensic investigation. Overall, this recommendation can significantly improve cybersecurity resilience, protect sensitive healthcare data, and ensure that healthcare services continue to operate safely even when facing future cyber threats.
In conclusion, the Wannacryy ransomware attack caused major destruction to the NHS because many systems were outdated and lacked the latest security updates. This case also showed that digital forensic is very important for identifying the attack, preserving evidence, and supporting the investigations. Finally, organizations should always keep the system updated, perform regular backups, train employees on cybersecurity awareness, and have a proper incident response plans. This measure can help reduce the risk and impact of the future cyber attack.